Welcome to the 2020 NTVM Torch Awards. My name is Danny Farrell, and I'm this year's National Strategy Director.
And my name is Epiphany Dawn, and I'm this year's Assistant National Strategy Director. The Torch Awards recognizes distinguished achievements and honors individuals whose work has impacted the lives of TGNC communities all over the nation. The Torch Award categories are the Lou Sullivan Award, the Lois Bates Award, the Cheryl Courtney Evans Award, the Marsha P. Johnson Lifetime Achievement Award, and the Dr. Ron Simmons Community Pride Award.
This year, we are honoring 18 leaders in our community that were chosen by you. Thank you again for joining us, and welcome to the 2020 NTVM Torch Awards.
The first National Trans Visibility March took place on September 28, 2019 in Washington, D.C. With over 5,300 attendees, this historic event brought together both transgender individuals and allies from all over the United States.
We are tired of fighting for our country on foreign soil and then being told that we are no longer fit to serve. We are tired of our murders going without any justice and our murderers out there free. We want to be free, and that's why we are here.
I want you to repeat after me. I am here. I am here. Yes, ma'am.
We need to take back our narrative. We are not victims. We are not statistics. We are not tragedies. We are waiting to thrive, and this is our best year yet, because we aren't here simply to be visible. We are here to be victorious. So when we move forward today, let us press forward with purpose, let us press forward with passion, and let us know that the fight has just begun.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second annual Torch Awards. Wow, my name is Zakiya McKenzie, and I am the Executive Director and founder of Nations Foundation. And thank you all for tuning in for this most prestigious night where we honor 18 individuals who have made great impact in the trans and gender nonconforming communities. Remember that our march is tomorrow starting at 12 noon with the empowerment service and 1 p.m. with the march. The march has developed amazing action kits that went out across the country, so we would like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. The action kits were brought to us by DC Health, Barilla, Nations Foundation, Trevor Project, TD Bank, and We Are Washington, D.C. Thanks to our sponsors. So I would like to welcome, he is the president of Barilla America. Let's welcome Jean-Pierre Comite.
Kia, actually JP is not here this evening. He's feeling a little under the weather, but he sends his best regards and congratulations to all of the award winners. My name is Laura Burke. I work with Barilla, and it's really my distinct honor to be with you this evening to welcome everyone to the Torch Awards. We're very excited to partner and support the National Trans Visibility March. for the very first time. So we're happy to be here with you, and it's my honor to award and recognize some amazing talent of those individuals who have impacted in a very positive and special way the transgender, gender non-conforming, and non-binary communities across our country. As a company, we've come a long way. We didn't always get it right at first, but we've listened and we've learned, and now we're fostering a path forward and continuing our commitment to this important work every day. Our success is due in part to the passion and commitment of our amazing employees. Many of you are watching right now, and our leadership team around our commitment to diversity and inclusion, to listen to every voice and perspective and individuality. Because of our team's commitment at Barilla, we have now dedicated a diversity inclusion board. We have more than 15 employee resource groups around the world. We've garnered great achievement, such as winning the Human Rights Campaign Perfect Score on the Corporate Quality Index for 6 years in a row. But enough about us. That's not why we're here tonight. We're really here and very honored to present the Lou Sullivan Award to two amazing honorees. Lou Sullivan was an American author and activist known for his work on behalf of trans men. He was perhaps the first transgender man to publicly identify as gay and is largely responsible for the modern understanding of the separation of sexual orientation and gender identity as two distinct and unrelated concepts, and we're very grateful for his work. This award recognizes those who have made significant impact within the community, and it is our honor to announce the first award to Melissa Sontag Brudo. Melissa Sontag Brudo. Melissa is the legal director, decriminalizing sex work, and the co-director of the SOAR Institute. Melissa has been a sex worker rights advocate for over 20 years. She went to law school to fight for full decriminalization of prostitution. Melissa, congratulations.
Thank you. It is such an honor to win this award. Lou Sullivan was such an incredible pioneer. He wrote with such integrity and honesty and fought through his writing for communal and personal liberation. I only hope that in my work as an ally, an activist, and an attorney, that I can bring that same level of integrity and honesty and dedication to the work. Now, we all know that we're in the midst of incredibly difficult times on a national and global level. We have a president who, has not been kind to the trans community, to say the least, and is now currently hospitalized. We are also in the midst of a global pandemic, which has exacerbated all of the inequities that we all know exist, but it has exacerbated inequities along racial, gender, sexual orientation, class lines. And it has brought all of that to the fore. And we've seen the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement, which has led to a beautiful inclusion around Black trans rights and Black trans liberation, which has been exciting and beautiful to see this summer. And as Martin Luther King Jr. said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And so I think this moment is really one where it is tough and it is difficult, but we can power through. Those of us that are allies, those of us that are part of the trans community that have been in this fight, we continue. We push for trans liberation, for queer liberation, for sex work liberation, for Black liberation, for Indigenous liberation. And we continue to fight for the world that we believe in and the world that we want to see. So really, this is such an honor. Thank you so much to the National Trans Visibility March. And thank you, Laura, for the introduction. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. And we couldn't agree more. The intersectionality is just It helps all of us lift and raise awareness for everybody. So congratulations again, Melissa. And so with that, we'll go to our second deserving award winner, JT Perez. JT is a prevention educator at Alianza in New Mexico. He has volunteered his efforts in the local LGBTQ community since 2010. He has been out as a transgender since 2013 so that other young people, especially those in grade school, middle school, and high school, could see that there was a trans individual and now an adult who lives in their community so that they could see someone who looked just like them. With that, JT, congratulations. JT, I'm not hearing you, so I don't know if everyone else is hearing you.
Okay, sorry. Thank you for this award. It's an honor. Being in community means everything to me, and it's my hope by us being visible, it can empower others and those younger than us to also free themselves and strong enough to be visible too. That is, if it's safe in their community. I've been very fortunate that to have been supported in my community. I know some other trans people in my community don't have that. So that's why I stay out. I feel very fortunate to be working in the HIV and harm reduction community in my state. I'm lucky enough to see other trans individuals working in this field. I take my job pretty seriously because I know how much HIV impacts the trans community. I hope to see a future where data will be collected more accurately to show just how HIV does impact the trans community. We are standing on the shoulders of giants, some who are very familiar with, like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, who were instrumental at the Stonewall riots. But let's not forget the Compton's cafeteria riots. People before us have created this space. Different cultures and societies that validate more than two genders have created this space. And some people who were unknown or didn't survive to tell their story also created this space. I know things are difficult right now, but we are resilient people. We have been going through difficult times all of this centuries. And I feel like when we get together as community, we empower each other by working together, and we have a stronger community to be more visible. So thank you to those that nominated me for this. I'm truly honored. Thank you to the National Trans Visibility March for creating this space for people like us. And thank you to those that educated me and inspired me to continue going during difficult times.
Well, JT, I see you, and I know that everyone watching tonight also sees you, and we know that representation does matter, and I know it matters to those youth that you're really trying to show. So thank you for your amazing work. We look forward to tomorrow and the march. It's not too late. You can sign up and watch and get involved. Again, our deepest congratulations to Melissa and JT. We're very inspired by your work, and congratulations for your Torch Awards. And I want to say a special thank you to the National Trans March team. You've been amazing partners. You've helped us along the way. We've learned a lot from you. And with that, I'll hit it back to you, Zakia.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Thank you. What amazing nominees that we gave those awards to in honor of Lou Sullivan. Wow, amazing work that you guys are doing. Thank you, Melissa and JT, for all that you're contributing to the community. So I think we should move into a little performance all the way from Philadelphia. They're representing the Philly houses of Versace, Mona Lisa, Douce, Ferragamo, and Molino. Let's be entertained, y'all. Give it up for these houses from Philadelphia. love our community and the way we express ourselves. They had cut up. So give it up for the Philly houses of Versace, Mona Lisa, Duce, Ferragamo, and Molino. Yes, y'all had cut up. So this is the second annual Torch Awards. Don't forget that the march is tomorrow. And I would like to welcome Satara Herrera Herbert, who is Diversity and Accessibility Director for New York City Pride. How are you, darling?
Hello, I am good. Just roughing the mask, safety first, you know?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you for being with us tonight.
Of course. I'm very excited to be here on behalf of NYC Pride to present the Lloyd Bates Award. Minister Lloyd Bates was transgender health manager at Howard Brown Health Center and was an activist for the HIV community for many, many years. She was an active member of Lakeview Association Action Coalition and was a co-founder of the Chicago Transgender Coalition. Minister Bates is in so many ways a model for us at NYC Pride. We strive to unite communities and to serve all members of the New York City community living with HIV as well. I'm very pleased to present our first award tonight to Dee Dee Waters. Dee Dee is a Black transgender woman who is a leader, teacher, and performer. A passionate public speaker, she aims to educate, empower, and entertain, doing so through her work with the Facebook Live shows LNK Nail Talk Live and Lunch with Dee Dee Live. Dee Dee, congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. I started to duck walk in, you know? Like, thank you all so very much for the performance. Thank you all so very much for everything. So, first and foremost, I just want to think of a day when my life, my Black trans life, will matter just as much as others. Like, my Black trans body can exist. I would like to say thank you to those who nominated me. And I would like to say thank you to those who have shown up for me. I also would like to say thank you to those of you who are still living and thriving at these times. Yeah, we're going through a pandemic right now, but we've been a part of an epidemic. And just being Black and being trans and existing is one thing. And also for those of you that are Black and brown or not persons of color who have transitioned, I just want to let you know that I see you, I appreciate you, and I affirm you. So thank you so very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Dee Dee, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Our next awardee is Aria Lester. Aria is the Deputy Director of the Transgender Strategy Center. She has previously worked on the National HIV/AIDS Prevention Plan, opened the first trans organization for Miami-Dade County, and provided $3 million in grant funding dollars to trans-led organizations nationally. Aria, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hate to do this, but it is Araya, like Mariah without the M. I would like to, look at this wonderful award, which matches my dress. I promise I did not open it up before now. This means a lot to me, and it doesn't mean a lot because of the award itself. It means a lot because of the individuals out there that nominated me. And the only reason why I'm standing here today, the only reason that I'm living in success and that I'm able to thrive, I'm able to help those that are around me also thrive, is through the support and the uplifting of other people. From my family, originally, my brothers, my parents, my aunts and uncles, cousins, all the way down to, my chosen family when I was in New York City, and then all the way to Miami. And, now here in DC with people that I love and cherish. My godchildren's father is right here to the right of me. And I have a lot of like the only way that I'm able to stand here and take this is through support. And so I want to really admonish everyone out there, you know, a trans person. If you're watching this broadcast and there's someone who is trans or gender non-conforming that is in your life, please uplift them. Please support them. Do not victim blame them. Do not, you know, put all of these excuses as to why they haven't made it. That is, you know, there's something wrong with them, because all they need is your help. And with your help, you can get so many other people to actually survive, to get to a point to where they're able to hold something like this and to really be abundantly joyful with the historic events that we're doing as a community, nationally, internationally. And I thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Congratulations once again, Araya. Our final winner of the Lois Bates Award is Taylor Chandler. Taylor Leanne Chandler is the Transgender Health Coordinator for Us Helping Us, People Into Living, Inc., in Washington, D.C. In 2020, she is a national facilitator with the Human Rights Campaign and also president of Flux AHF, AIDS Healthcare Foundation. Taylor has written 3 books, the most recent, Transcestors Volume 1, having come out in September 2020. Congratulations, Taylor.
Thank you all so much. Let's see what we've got in here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. This is too important of an opportunity to not have written something, so forgive me as I read this. I am so thankful for this award. Lois Bates was intentional about creating a world where advocacy, organizing, work relationships, family, and spiritual life could all come together. I am honored to walk in the footsteps of an extraordinary leader whose contributions elevated the social structure of trans and gender nonconforming communities. We are at a precipice where systemic racism can no longer be ignored. People say all Black lives matter, yet trans women of color are still being murdered. I work every day to create a world where someone like me can be accepted, loved, and protected, and have equal rights under the law. Until we have health equity, sustainable jobs, and equal access to healthcare, sex work will continue to be almost a rite of passage for trans women of color. Like Al Sharpton said at George Floyd's funeral, we as a nation need to take our knee off the neck of the Black community and value all Black lives. My work as a transgender health coordinator at Us Helping Us allows me to get one step closer to achieving this every day. I champion for my Black and brown siblings to have the same human rights as everyone else and not wear a target on their back every time they walk out of the house to live their lives. I recognize my privilege every time I step out the door and don't have to be afraid that every day could simply be my last because of the color of my skin or the hate for how I identify. My work isn't done until trans women of color stop being murdered, jailed in men's prisons, and have sustainable jobs and access to healthcare. It is not enough to say you support trans communities. You need to be anti-hate towards us and speak equality for us all. That begins with each and every one of you. Vote. Speak human rights for all. Demand justice for our murdered siblings and be kind to include all of us. Until we have a government that recognizes us as human and equal, we are not all free. Affirming us means you believe in what we tell you to be true, our gender identity. I am so honored to be recognized with the Lois Bates Award for the work I do every day, regardless of accolades. No one can say in 2020 that they don't know someone of transgender experience. It is not okay to turn the other way to our inequities, just like it is not enough to not be racist. You need to be anti-racist. It's not enough to say you accept trans people. You need to champion for our humanity. Thank you so much.
And congratulations once again. Thank you so much my greatest congratulations on behalf of NYC Pride to all our winners tonight. Back to you, Zakia.
Thank you, Satara. And thank you, New York City Pride. Wow, what amazing work. Dee Dee Waters, Araya, and Taylor, what beautiful words. And our community is being killed at disproportionate numbers, and it is so important to rally and champion for us. Taylor's words were a great segue into a video that we're getting ready to show to just honor some of the lives that we've lost since October of 2019. Beautiful. I envision a day where we don't have to have those videos and Black trans lives are not being killed. Thank you, National Trans Visibility March, for honoring those angels who are forever in our hearts. I would like to introduce the Vice President of Advocacy and Government Affairs for the Trevor Project, Sam Brenton. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me. What an amazing video. I'm right with you, Zakia. Like, oh, for the days when my kids do not have to see those videos. I look forward to those, my friends.
Yes, 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 yes. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. It's a Friday night. Might as well dress up, even if it's in your own home, right?
Right.
Awesome. Well, I think I have some awards to give. I think that's correct, if that sounds correct. Hello, everyone. As was said, my name is Sam Brenton. I use they and them as my pronouns, and I get to serve as the Vice President of Advocacy and Government Affairs for the Trevor Project. If you don't know about the Trevor Project, world's largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention program for LGBTQ youth all over the country. It's always important for me to remember that I get to each and every day hear from LGBTQ youth in crisis, and specifically trans and non-binary youth in crisis, but I also get to see their moments of celebration. And this is one of those celebrations, a moment when we as a community, especially those of us in the non-binary and transgender community, can come together and be visible. It's not every day that we get to put on a nice dress and share good moments with each other, but I want you to know that if you ever want to have a moment of celebration, you're always free to call us at the Trevor Project. We're not just a suicide hotline. We're there to listen, and listening takes oh so many forms. My role here tonight is to introduce a little bit more of another award ceremony that we're going to have, the first group of the Dr. Ron Simmons Community Pride Awards. So a little bit about Dr. Ron Simmons. As a famed member of the Black gay movement, Dr. Ron Simmons led an example by unapologetically uplifting the Black gay male experience. He brought his energy and talents to invest in the lives of Black gays and lesbians. Dr. Simmons refused to allow HIV to erase the legacies of LGBTQ plus Americans of the African diaspora. Ron came to eventually lead the storied Black Gay AIDS organization based in Washington, D.C., known as Us Helping Us, or UHU. The recipients for tonight are, and I'll begin with Ryan Boss. Ryan has served as the executive director of the Capital Pride Alliance since 2012. He is an active member of the community and currently serves on the 2022 Gay Games Washington, D.C. bid committee. He served as the president. I'm sorry, I lost my place there. He serves as the president. I'm so lost. Sorry, there we go. He served as the president, vice president. I got this, people. Got this together. He served as the president and vice president of Team DC, an LGBTQ sports association representing sports teams in the District of Columbia Aquatics Club. For the previous 15 years before joining Capital Pride, Ryan had worked in higher education, the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, specifically handling residential life issues and supporting student leadership and residential operations. Back in his hometown of Michigan City, Indiana, he was the founder and race director for the Tower Run, a challenging 8K run. Ryan has lived in the Washington, D.C. area since 1998 and is an avid runner and all-around sports enthusiast. He received his master's in higher education at Ball State University. Congratulations so much, Ryan. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you very much, Sam. I appreciate having this opportunity to thank everyone for this honor. Since being with Capital Pride, I have been fortunate to have met several of the other award winners this evening, and it has given me an opportunity to definitely learn, be challenged every day to do better and to do more. And I am excited that in this second year of our partnership with the National Trans Visibility March, to bring our Pride Mobile, which we've never done before, to everyone to help spread visibility, also to help motivate our community to get out the vote and speak and be visible for those in our community, especially in this upcoming election. And I look forward to many other entire year. Again, thank you very much, and congratulations to all the award winners this evening.
Thank you so much, Ryan, and congratulations again. Already looking forward to the next time seeing you out at Pride and beyond. Our next award winner is Lee Livingston Perrine. Lee is the founder of Makers Lab. Lee has been creating spaces for queer and trans folks since 2012, when he hosted the first public event, which was a day party called Freak Out. Freak Out inspired us to launch Makers Club, and which is an arts collective that creates zero-proof/sober spaces that celebrate life, art, and LGBTQ culture. The lab's latest project is Black in Space, love that, which celebrates the diversity and resilience of Black LGBTQ+ communities through media, storytelling, and technology. Lee has produced and or been involved in the production of 100+ events, and all of these experiences center Black, queer, trans, and non-binary folk. Not only does Makers Lab offer platforms and network resources for marginalized creators, they work hard to ensure they are compensated for that work. Lee, congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm actually a really shy guy, so I'm gonna just say something real quick. Thank you for this award. It's really exciting to be recognized for this work. I couldn't do this without my family and friends. I have to give a big shout out to the Makers Lab family and the Black in Space Star crew who've had my back for 10+ years. I'm just really honored that the community trusts me to create these joyous spaces. And we know that this earth is not safe for Black people. So we hope that you'll come with us next Friday. We're getting on the spaceship October 9th, and we're celebrating Black Joy, the movement for Black lives, and Beyonce. So come get on the spaceship and spend 4 days with us. Thanks again for this award. That's it.
Lee, that has to be one of the greatest acceptance speeches I've ever heard. Let's all join on the spaceship. Thank you so much. And again, major congratulations for this well-deserved award. Last but not least, not even close to last but not least, let's actually move next into Dr. Stephen Abbott. Stephen is an infectious disease physician, I can speak, at Whitman Walker Health. In May 2016, they joined Whitman Walker Health as an infectious disease physician with training in anal dysplasia, screening, and treatment. They've worked in HIV care and primary care in DC since 2007 and attended the Medical College of Virginia for medical school, the University of Maryland for residency training in internal medicine and pediatrics, and Georgetown University's Washington Hospital Center program for infectious disease training. In 2015, they completed advanced training in high-resolution endoscopy and have performed over 300 anal cancer screening procedures. They came to Whitman Walker because they are committed to providing comprehensive care to the underserved, the LGBTQ community, and people living with HIV. Dr. Abbott, thank you again so much for being here, and congratulations.
Well, thank you for having me. This has been a real joy. I'm very excited to have received this award. I mean, one thing that's not mentioned in the bio you read is that way before medical school, probably 25 years ago, Us Helping Us used to host weekly chats where Black gay men could get together and talk about various topics. And Dr. Ron Simmons was one of the facilitators. So my experience with Us Helping Us predates going to med school. Now I've gone off to med school, back working with the community and getting an award in his name. And with his passing, there's a huge void, and I miss him. And I thank you for this honor. It means a lot. I've never actually gotten an award before. So thank you. It means a lot coming from the transgender community. And I want to thank the folks that I work with at Whitman Walker who are always there to answer questions that I might have, including Barbara Lewis, Tina Remillard, Megan, Dr. Sarah Henn, Dr. Lane, all of the behavioral health team and the trans care navigators, Britt, Elijah, and Alexis. I share this with you because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do the work that we do. Thank you. This is going on my fireplace mantle. It's going to hold a special place. No award will ever compare to it. And I hold it in honor of Ron. Thanks.
Dr. Abbott, I am sure I speak for all of us when I say if this is the first, it is the first of many to come because you are so well deserving. Thank you for all you do for our community. Absolutely. And congratulations. Before I'll head off on to our next speaker, will be one last award in this section, Twiggy Pucci Garcon. Twiggy is a program director at True Colors Fund and a member of the Doc Society Board of Directors. As an activist, advocate, and healer, Twiggy has collaborated with artists, filmmakers, academics, and policymakers to increase visibility of both creative and social political agendas. In her current role as Associate Program Director at the fabulous True Colors Fund, Twiggy leads their youth collaboration programs aimed at not only elevating youth voices, but also creating space for partnerships with young adults to lead the movement to end youth homelessness. In addition to her activism and advocacy work, Twiggy has worked as a model and runway trainer, performance artist, and special events and talent management coordinator. Way to go. She and her work have been featured in major media publications like Out Magazine, Paper Magazine, NY Mag, The Huffington Post, The Metro Weekly, and The Advocate, among others. She was also a featured subject in Timothy Greenfield Sanders' and HBO documentary feature film, The Outlist. Twiggy is the co-writer and one of 7 subjects in the Sundance Selected award-winning documentary Kiki, which paints an intimate portrait of the underground Kiki ballroom community in New York City. Twiggy, so proud of you. As a Trevor Project individual, True Colors Fund is our true and honest partner. We're so grateful. Love y'all, love you. Way to go on this honor, darling.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm not much of a speechwriter or a giver, much more of a facilitator, but I did write a little something. So here goes nothing. Now we know the decades of hard work that Dr. Ron Simmons has gifted to us and to the world. But part of his legacy that I want to carry through my own work as newly appointed Chief Program Officer at True Colors United, as well as on the sets of shows like Pose, and honestly, particularly in my personal life, is joy. In chaotic and uncertain times like the ones we live in today, we find ourselves in a constant fight for freedom and for liberation. The strife and struggle of waking up every day in a world that tells us that because of our Blackness or our queerness, our transness, or any other part of ourselves that is beyond the binary or outside of the margins means that our lives are of no value, and the struggle is extremely heavy. So we must remind ourselves of how essential and necessary it is to experience joy. Helen Keller describes joy as the holy fire that keeps our purpose warm and our intelligence aglow. And the more we tune into our joy and let ourselves feel it, the more we learn about what true liberation is. Dr. Robert Holden says that joy is 5 things. Joy is constant. Joy inspires creativity. Joy is often unreasonable. Joy is untroubled. And joy is enough. So I'll leave you all with that simple reminder that joy is enough. Congratulations to all of tonight's winners, and to everyone who's watching, vote.
Amen, amen, amen. A great reminder. Joy is enough. If we can take that away from us, we will be, that's a reason to march, isn't it, my darling? Isn't that just the reason to march? That joy is enough. It's been an honor to be here with you tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your event.
Thank you, Sam, and thank you to the Trevor Project for the awards for the Dr. Ron Simmons Community Pride Awards, and congratulations to all of the recipients. What amazing work you're doing for our community. Don't forget, y'all, tomorrow, 12 noon, the Gathering Place is going to be a multi-faith empowerment community fellowship led by trans faith leaders. We will be meeting at 12 noon, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure you join us. We'll be kicking off the march. And then at 1 p.m., we will be marching and we will be going to the White House, the Capitol, Supreme Court, and 8 wards of DC. So we are going to storm DC, show our existence, show our resiliency, and that we will not be erased, and that we need to be valued, honored, and appreciated. Yes, the march is tomorrow. So I'd like to introduce Tony Young, the Executive Director of Community Education Group. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am good. Welcome to the Torch Awards.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for having me. I'm going to try to get a little better light. But I think it's going to do what it's going to do. I'm very honored to be presenting here tonight, and I'm particularly honored to be presenting to this group of individuals. I happen to know them all personally, but I'll read their bios because that's what they told me I had to do. But I particularly am happy to be giving the first award to Mr. Kenneth Pettigrew, who I have a long history with. But Mr. Pettigrew works at the DC Department of Health, and he's been working with and on transgender issues for more than 20 years. He started working with the trans community with his former agency when they were asked to support efforts on what to do with a new agency that would be led by trans persons of color. Kenneth has worked closely with Earlene Budd, a Black trans woman who would pave the way for other Black trans women in DC and to begin creating the agency. During this time, Kenneth also, and I guess I'm calling him Kenneth tonight. Sorry, this is your TV name, Kenneth Pettigrew tonight. During that time, Kenneth also worked with a few pioneers in the Black trans community to create a curriculum that spoke to the lived experiences. The curriculum would go on to become Girl Talk, a 3-day interactive retreat led for and by trans people. And I have to say also, Ken has really been instrumental in trying to get programming and projects up and running in DC for Black trans men and trans men of color. So thank you, Ken, and congratulations.
Thank you, Tony. This is indeed an honor. It's so much of an honor to get an award named after Ron Simmons. Ron Simmons was my mentor, my pseudo-father, and the person I argue with all the time to get the work done. And so I'm honored to get an award associated with him. I wrote something, but I just want to lift up some names again: Earlene Budd, Alicia Stanley, may she rest in power, Valerie Simpson, Lord Hunter, Gabby Thomas. These were the persons who told me when I got it right, but they were also the ones who were told me when I got it dead wrong. And I want to thank them for allowing me to sit at their table. When asked as part of this whole project, what would I like in terms of change for our community? And I'd like for us to all be woke, but not only be woke, stay woke. And in staying woke, that we're watchful. That we're watchful, no longer turning a blind eye to discriminating injustice that impacts all communities, including our trans brothers and sisters. That we're outspoken against when we see things that go wrong, but that we're kind to each other. And lastly, in terms of empathy, sympathy is comforting, but being heard and valued and understood is so much more. It's my hope that we all will see through the eyes of our hearts and not through just our natural lenses. I hope that we begin to celebrate and can celebrate our what's different about us, and hopefully those differences will draw us closer. To my LGBT brothers and sisters, you are woke, never to sleep again. To the Trans Visibility March, thank you for this opportunity. I'm so happy to be here, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, and congratulations again, Ken. I truly mean it. You're truly a hero. Next award that we're giving tonight is to another gentleman who I've known before I had gray hair, Mr. Earl Folks. Earl is the president and CEO of the Center for Black Equity. He has a long history of supporting the trans and non-binary community. Earl is was one of the first executive directors to lead Damien Ministries in DC, a DC-based AIDS organization to provide housing vouchers, placement in Damien Ministries palliative care program, and participation in trans and non-binary individuals. As president of DC Black Pride, he recruited the first 2 Black trans women on the board of directors, Toni Collins and Earlene Budd. Each year, the Earlene Budd Transgender Activism Award is presented during DC Black Pride, which is now a program of the Center for Black Equity. As president and CEO of CBE, Earl has been a strong advocate of trans and non-binary rights, with 5 Black Prides being run by trans and binary individuals. Hey, Earl, and congratulations.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank the National Transgender Visibility March for this award. I have to show it. It's very beautiful. I just opened it up now a moment ago. And I'm honored to be with Toni and Ken and so many people I've known over the years. We're doing this hard work and trying to build up and lift up the transgender community. I was fortunate enough to have worked with Lois Bates in Chicago when I was on the board of Chicago Black Pride years ago. And it's great that she's being honored, and we don't forget those who we stand on the shoulders of. And I also stand on the shoulder of someone else that many of you have never heard me say. But growing up, I had a non-binary great uncle, Uncle Tim, who showed me that being different was okay. And Uncle Tim was received in our family with respect and was honored and had his place just like any other of the uncles we had in our family. And Uncle Tim showed me that I knew that I was gay, but he made me feel comfortable within my own skin. And that's what I want all people in our community to feel comfortable in their own skin so they can be the best people they can be. And we must stop transgender violence, and we must build up our community so they can all participate and be whole. Thank you very much for this award, and I appreciate everything.
Good seeing you, and congratulations again. Well deserved. All right, and our next recipient is Racine I never get this right. Pendarvis. Did I do it right? Thank you very much. And Racine is, I'm going to read this bio, but I think everybody in DC knows Racine or has gotten something from Racine. You're saying you don't know me, but I know you. So Racine is an entertainer and performer and advocate, and that's where I know you from in the community. To say that Racine is a typical gay rights advocate would be a gross understatement. This LGBTQ icon is literally a walking billboard for independent, free-spirited, open-mindedness. At times, the career Pendarvis, see, I'm going to get it right, Pendarvis enjoys can appear to be a 24/7 nonstop gay pride parade. From the signature turban to the head wraps over the head garments, to the Take Me As I Am presence, Pendarvis literally lives a unique personal truth. Any issues adversely affecting the LGBT community also affect Pendarvis and many of the people of the Earth Mother to the gays, considering everyone family. And I'm going to stop there and let you accept your award and say your kudos.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. I am honored to receive the Ron Simmons Community Pride Award, named after an individual who stood as a beacon of hope for so many others, especially now as he's become one of our ancestors, and who was met at the gate by Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, and they said to him, "Job well done." I thank the entire staff of the Trans Visibility March for choosing me. I share this joy with so many amazing people tonight, a group of honorees that I am honored to be in your presence, who do the work, not for praise or applause, but because they're only trying to make a difference. I thank my family, my children, my community, Team Racine. But most of all, I thank those brave transgender warriors, faces that you will never see, names you will never know. Because of them, they stood bravely in their truth when a world that sometimes did not accept them. They made it possible for each one of us today. I speak a few names such as Tina Teasley, Roberta Baldwin, Curry Dupree, Portia LaBeija, Puffy Ebony, Tempest St. Laurent, Janice Davis, Tracy Ebony, and so many others. Lights taken too soon. They are the wind beneath our wings that allow us to soar. Allow me to leave you just with these few words of affirmation. It is the hope that fuels us. It is the spirit that guides us. It is determination that continues us to fight for a better tomorrow. Peace and blessings to all, and I thank you.
Ashe, thank you very much. And again, congratulations on your award. And we raise up all those names. And I like to say about Alfonso David, our next award recipient, that all heroes don't wear capes. They wear a suit and a nice button down. They wear a nice Italian jacket and a button down. And I'm going to read his bio. But again, y'all gave me people, unfortunately, that I know. So, I've probably, many of you may not know this, but I'm so honored to be doing this with Alfonso because I think that the LGBT movement needed a kick in the teeth, and they got it with Alfonso David. And Alfonso joined the Human Rights Campaign Human Rights Campaign, that's how old I am, as president in August of 2019. One of the first acts as president was to establish the Transgender Justice Initiative with a focus on economic empowerment, capacity building programs, targeted task forces in communities hardest hit by the epidemic of anti-trans violence, and an expanded public education campaign. Alfonso also launched an impact litigation program so that we can expand LGBTQ rights through the courts. We filed the first case, they filed the first case earlier this summer, a challenge to the Trump-Pence administration's attempt to roll back non-discrimination protections in healthcare for transgender and gender non-conforming people. HRC filed the suit on behalf of two transgender women of color, Tanya Walker and Cecilia Gentile, and won a preliminary injunction against the new rule the day before it was to take effect in August 2020. Alfonso, welcome and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this award. Dr. Ron Simmons Community Pride Award. I really appreciate all of the love and support that I've gotten since I joined the Human Rights Campaign, since I started this journey with all of you a year ago. I am really deeply honored to receive this honor alongside my colleagues in the movement. We have a lot of work to do. As you heard from Tony, I've started the Transgender Justice Project when I came into the Human Rights Campaign, because after traveling this country and talking to people about the challenges that they were facing, I knew that there was only one thing for us to do, which was to recenter, refocus our energy on issues that are affecting marginalized people, and specifically people who are multiply marginalized. With respect to the transgender community, we are facing indifference, fear, and further marginalization, not only from the federal government, but in many cases within our own movement. And that's happened for a very long time. And I've pledged to all of you when I first took on this role that I would change things not only within the Human Rights Campaign, but also with respect to the larger movement to the extent I have the ability to do. I hope that you see that I am honoring my pledge, because ultimately at the end of this journey, we have to recognize that it is in all of our collective interests to dismantle the oppressive systems of racism, sexism, transphobia, and homophobia. I, as a Black man, cannot be free as a gay man if the shackles are not removed from both of those identities. If I am able to have all of the rights and protections as a gay man, but I don't have those rights and protections as a Black man. I'm not free. And every single LGBTQ person should understand that principle, that we have to fight for justice for every single person in this movement, not for some of us, not for the policy issues that only affect us, but for policy issues that affect all of us in our communities. And so this award means a lot to me because I understand that I came into this role with a fair amount of suspicion. And folks weren't sure that I was actually going to do the work that I pledged to do. So receiving this today tells me, or at least I think it tells me, that you have accepted that I am pursuing what I said I would pursue. And the work is not over. We have a lot more work to do. But this is a testament to the work that we've done so far and your faith in the work that we have yet to do. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you again, Alfonso. And like I said, not all superheroes wear capes. Some of them wear suits. Thank you very much. And back to you, Zakiya. And thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, Tony. What a great group of nominees. I've had the opportunity to be mentored by Earl Folks, and Racine is my aunt. So congratulations, Racine. And Alfonso and I led the charge to get the Virginia Values Act passed in Virginia. So thank you, Alfonso, for your work. And Kenneth, Earlene is a big, big inspiration to me. So thank you for giving her the opportunity to charge and make change in DC. So, wow. Thank you, Torch Awards. Thank you, Torch Awards. So we're going to move it on along, and let's welcome Dr. Regina Lawson, who is the Supervisor of Recruitment with the DC Child and Family Services Agency. How are you, Dr. Lawson?
Oh, I am wonderful. And this show is awesome. I'm so happy to be a part of it. Thank you, Zakiya. The awards for DC, you guys rock. You ladies rock. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'd also like to welcome Mr. DeMark Hickson, the Executive Director of Us Helping Us People into Living, Inc. Yes. Is he joining us?
Okay, I'll be able to begin and share a little bit about our agency. So thank you, Zakiya. I'm Dr. Regina Lawson. I'm the supervisor at Child and Family Services Agency. Our agency is the public child welfare agency of the District of Columbia. We are charged and responsible for protecting child victims and those at risk of child abuse and neglect, as well as assisting families. As the supervisor in recruitment, my team is responsible for developing foster parents, which we call in the district resource parents, because we really want our parents to serve as a resource for our children. I'm so proud that the work that we do in the district really promotes reuniting our children with their families. When we are unable to do that, we really work hard to find a forever family for our children with the goal of adoption. Today, we have 696 children in foster care. And I know for some, this number might sound a lot, like a lot. However, when I started in the district 10 years ago, that number was actually at 1,800. Again, by working with such community partners, and several of them have been able to receive awards tonight, we are really able to make a difference in the community. And we are servicing more children in home with their parents than out of home. Today, I'm coming to you because although we have that, the number has been declining for children in care, but what has not been declining has been, our need for resources for our transgender youth in foster care. Despite transgender youth representing less than 1% of the population of children in foster care, in comparison to their peers, our transgender youth tend to be placed in, and this is across the country, in residential settings or group homes. At CFSA, we recognize and value, as well as understand the importance of ensuring that all of our children are placed in a family type setting. For many of our transgender youth, the primary reasons for them coming into care is either family rejection or lack of acceptance. I'm asking, and I appreciate this opportunity because we really need individuals and families who are affirming and accepting and inclusive to really step up and work with our children, our transgender youth. So if you're interested in becoming a resource parent for our transgender youth, please reach out to me on our website, forsterdckids.org, or give us a call at 202-671-5683. That number again is 202-671-LOVE. Thank you so much for having me. And again, congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Lawson, for the work that you're doing. I'm really honored to be hosting the show this year. I am the executive director and founder of Nations Foundation, and we were actually the fiscal sponsor for the march last year. And Nations is a nonprofit organization in Richmond, Virginia, that's specifically addressing the needs of LGBTQ individuals, but specifically trans women of color. We provide HIV prevention and education. We have 2 mobile testing units that go out into the community, and we combat social determinants to health that are affecting our community. So I'm just really, really honored to be here this evening and to be in company with so many great advocates who are doing some amazing work to make change in our community. We're gonna welcome Mr. DeMark Hickson. He is the executive director of Us Helping Us People into Living Inc. And he'll be presenting some awards for us this evening. How are you?
I'm great, Zakiya. How are you?
I am good, DeMark, and it's Zakiya.
Zakiya, okay, got you. Sorry about that. My apologies. So,
are fine.
Yeah, so thank you for having me. I am honored and blessed to be here. As Zakiya said, I am DeMark Hickson. I am the executive director of Us Helping Us People into Living. As we heard a little bit earlier, we are a nonprofit organization based here in Washington, D.C. that is here to serve the community. And in particular, we are happy and proud to serve LGBT youth and adults, and especially Black LGBT youth and adults in particular. As such, I proudly wear our newly designed Trans Lives Matter t-shirt. Am honored of our transgender health coordinator, Ms. Taylor Chandler Walker, and just am happy to be here to recognize one of my dearest sisters this evening with the Cheryl Courtney Evans Award. Cheryl Courtney Evans has served as the executive director of Transgender Individuals Living Their Truth Incorporated since 2007. In April 2009, Ms. Courtney Evans participated with over 200 transgender individuals sponsored by the National Center for Transgender Equality in lobby days on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., to lobby Congress members for passage of the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crimes Prevention Act, with gender identity included as one of the protective groups, as well as the Employment Non-Discrimination Act. The Employment Non-Discrimination Act was signed into law in 2010. She is the recipient of the 2012 Pioneer Award issued by the Trans Faith and Color Conference and the Freedom Center for Social Justice in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now on to our recipients. And first, my good sister, Savannah Wanzer. Savannah is the executive director of Trans Pride DC. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes. And May is all about trans. Savannah has impacted the lives of trans people, gender non-conforming people, and the non-binary community by being a community activist that has never given up on community. We're going to take a little second to give just a little bit of a story, because Savannah came into my office probably the second or third day on the job and made sure that I, as the executive director at Us Helping Us, focus on trans lives. And Savannah, thank you for that. And thank you for pushing us, helping us to be great. Well, but tonight is your night. And as the executive director and founder of two of the largest events here in the nation's capital that attracts thousands of participants throughout 31 days of May each year, she is still fighting for the betterment of human rights issues for the transgender community and gender non-conforming individuals all over the world.
Something happened. Is it my turn now? Because it's all flipped over. That must have meant DeMarc was talking too much. But here's my award, and I wanted to thank anybody who nominated me and made it possible that a trans woman is a part of this lovely event. And thank Marissa Miller for having this vision and making so many other trans individuals to stand up and stand out and stand proud. I would like to thank my community, number one, for allowing me to be the volunteer and the activist that I am today. I would thank every executive director that has the open door policy, allowing me to come and tell them what needs to be done for the transgender community, and also putting forth the making sure that the transgender community is not left out. And everyone knows that Savannah is going to be knocking on that door. And when all this is over, I have to start all over to knock on more doors, because everyone say that they support the transgender community, but we want support 365. We need your help all the time. We need you as allies and representatives when we are not allowed at certain meetings. We want you to put words in your mouth that says, do not forget about the transgender community when it comes to funding. Okay, I didn't turn this all around, because it's more about safety of a trans individual. We need to get together to find out why are we being killed and how we can stop it. Thank each and every one with the National Trans Visibility March for allowing me these few minutes to express my true feelings of how a trans woman has come up from a street walker to activist that has opened up the doors, hopefully, for many individuals. And we cannot forget that we have to make time for our youth. It's a hard job, but we have got to learn some kind of way to get to our youth, to go from the boardroom, to the boardroom. Thank you very much. I guess I went over that 2-minute time, but Dr. Hickson, I'm coming to check out these t-shirts. Okay.
Absolutely, Savannah, and congratulations, my sister. I guess I ran overtime too, but our next awardee for the Cheryl Courtney Evans Award is Teo Drake. Teo Drake is a spiritual activist, educator, practicing Buddhist and yoga, and an artisan who works in wood and steel. As blue-collar, queer-identified trans man living with HIV, Teo's activism exists at the intersections of gender, sexuality, race, class, ability, and spirituality. He is affiliated with Off the Mat, Into the World, and Transgender Law Center's Project Positively Trans. His writing appears in the anthology Yoga and Body Image and in the blog rootsgrowththetree.com. Unfortunately, Teo cannot be here with us tonight, but we do lift him up in this award with the Cheryl Courtney Evans Award. Congratulations to all the recipients, and thanks for having me this evening.
Oh, DeMarc, thank you so much for presenting those awards.
Oh, you are so welcome. And I'm gonna have to come down to Richmond a little bit. Come to a game or something at Virginia State, maybe their homecoming or something when the world opens back up, especially when they play Norfolk State. But I think that That's in Norfolk, Virginia.
And when you do, stop by my office to check out what I'm doing at Nations Foundation.
Absolutely, and those mobile units.
Yes. All right, so we're going to move on to Sabrina Kent with the National Gay Lesbian Chamber of Commerce. She will be presenting our Marsha P. Johnson Awards. So, okay. So are we having a good time? Don't forget that the march is coming up tomorrow. We're going to start at 12 noon, so make sure you register so that you can see it online. Make sure you visit the website. And if Marsha's not here, then I will go into the Marsha P. Johnson Awards. So Marsha P. Johnson, known as an outspoken advocate for gay rights, Johnson was one of the prominent figures in Stonewall's uprising of 1969. A founding member of the Gay Liberation Front, Johnson co-founded the Gay and Transvestite Advocacy Organization, STAR, Street Transvestite Action Revolution, alongside close friend Sylvia Rivera. Our recipients tonight embody that spirit. And so I would like to welcome our first honoree, who is Monica. Well, she couldn't be with us tonight, so we will honor Monica Roberts. Monica, AKA the Trans Griot, is a native Houstonian, GLAAD award-winning blogger, writer, and award-winning trans human rights advocate. She's the founding editor of Trans Griot, and her writing has appeared at the Bellarico Project, Ebony.com, the Huffington Post, and The Advocate. She works to foster understanding and acceptance of trans people inside and outside communities of color. Among her many honors are the Virginia Prince Transgender Pioneer Award, the Robert Coles Call of Service Award, the Barbara Jordan Breaking Barriers Award, and the 2020 Susan J. Hyde Award of Longevity in the Movement. Wow. Hi, Sabrina.
Hi, Zakia. It's great to be here.
Good to have you.
Thank you so much. We are disappointed that Monica couldn't be here today, but we are so thrilled to honor her today with the Marsha P. Johnson Award. Amongst tonight's honorees tonight, we also have Andrea Jenkins. Andrea is the Vice President of Minneapolis City Council. She founded the Trans Equity Summit, an annual event sponsored by the City of Minneapolis. It's currently in its 7th year and brings together trans-identified and gender non-conforming individuals together to network, learn about opportunities and resources available in the community, and to hear from national speakers and influencers from around the country. Andrea's colleague, Council Member Philippe Cunningham, successfully passed a ban on conversion therapy in the city of Minneapolis alongside Andrea. Congratulations, Andrea.
Thank you so much. This award is so beautiful, and I'm just really overwhelmed to have an award with the name Marsha P. Johnson attached to it. To have any connection to that legacy is just simply wow. Thank you to the National Trans Visibility March organizers, to all of the previous award winners and award winners to come tonight. Congratulations. Monica, we miss you. Love being here on this same bill with you. And so it is clear that in this moment in world history, unlike any other we've ever experienced before, there is a worldwide pandemic that has killed over 200,000 people in America. It has uncovered some of the deep systemic oppression in our society due to white supremacy. We are literally in what seems like a war on Black and brown trans lives. We have already buried over 28 trans and gender non-conforming siblings this year alone. The video earlier was so beautiful. We have been on the front lines of this battle for a very long time. Marsha P. Johnson led the way. And now Black and brown, queer, and trans kids are leading this revolution, this sea change in trying to make America live up to its true creed. And we need to turn that energy towards caring for our community. We must reimagine a new system of public safety that centers our community's voice and oversight, that recognizes the need to invest in alternative systems and interventions that are proactive, not reactive. I personally say that we must refund our communities. We know that housing keeps people safe, that access to health care and healthy food keeps people safe. We need a commission on truth and reconciliation. In the parable of the sower, Octavia E. Butler says, consider whether you are a human being, an insect, a microbe, or a stone. This verse is true. All that you touch, you change. And all that you change, changes you. I am so grateful for this award tonight. Please stay safe, everybody. Stay healthy. Wear your mask at the march tomorrow. Be sure to complete the census. Make a plan to vote. And I love you all. This brings me so much joy to see all of my trans siblings and brothers and sisters. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are so honored to have you here with us today. For our final honoree of tonight, and our final recipient of the Marsha P. Johnson Award, I am so privileged to be able to introduce our final honoree. I had the privilege of working with her last year in producing the inaugural Torch Awards program during the 2019 National Trans Visibility March in Washington, D.C. She is a visionary leader. She commands a space wherever she is, and she has power, energy, and enthusiasm. And I think really is the future of the movement. And so with that, I am so proud to introduce Marissa Miller. She was the lead organizer.
What's going?
She's got a whole party, y'all. This is amazing. She was the lead organizer of the first National Trans Visibility March in DC, which took place last year on Saturday, September 28th in our nation's capital. Thousands attended this march down Pennsylvania Avenue, which was preceded by a rally at Freedom Plaza. Marissa is also a 2019 Pause 100 honoree, and she's the CEO of Trans Solutions Consulting, a global resource center that advocates for safety and universal health access for transgender, gender nonconforming, and non-binary people across the country. And for more than a decade, she's worked in public health with a focus on HIV. As a Black trans woman living with HIV, Marissa has both personal and professional experiences with the virus, and she's worked with such groups as Howard Brown Health, AIDS United, Positively Trans, and the Trans Law Center. Thank you so much, Marissa, and congratulations.
Sabrina, thank you so much. And so we are so excited. You see, I got all my sisters with me. And so we are so excited about this award. We are always excited about the opportunity to provide what we can in a marginalized population. We know often our voices are silenced. We know often our voices are not heard. And so one of the things that I want to do this evening that is not on the program, this award right here goes to this young lady in this blue jogging suit. Her name is Aya Damon.
Thank you.
She works with Baltimore Safe Haven. She works with Baltimore Safe Haven, and this is a community award. We're going to share this award because not only did I do the work, we did the work.
Yes.
And without us, we can't make it. So I'm so excited about the opportunity. I'm excited that these ladies are with me representing. And so thank you so much to everybody that has participated the entire week. We are so excited about the opportunity. But one of the most important things is not about the celebration. It's not about the visibility, and it's not about the unity. It's about on November 3rd. What will we do on November 3rd? Will we go to the polls and make it? So listen, the biggest part of what we're doing is after October 3rd. Tomorrow we'll celebrate with the march, but then our team really gets to work. So if you need a ride to the poll, we have ambassadors across country that will get you to the poll. Just go to our website. It's www.nationaltransmarch.com. And I love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Well, I can thank you for this award.
Congratulations, and it's so deserving. I love seeing you with your entire crew around you, and what an incredible way to celebrate an amazing award in the name of somebody who has done nothing but uplift the community. So congratulations to tonight's honorees, and welcome back, Zakia.
Yes, Sabrina, wow, what some amazing honorees, right?
Absolutely.
Especially Marissa. I love Marissa. That's my sister. So Sabrina, tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing with the National LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely. So NGLCC, and hopefully you've been able to tune in some of the earlier sessions this week that we put on in partnership with TD Bank during the Trans Visibility March programming. But NGLCC is the business voice of the LGBT community, and we are focused on creating entrepreneurship opportunities for LGBT business owners, and specifically the TGNC business community. We do that by connecting business owners with educational opportunities and resources, and of course, access to our network of nearly 300 corporate partners who are looking to do business with folks because they are LGBT, not in spite of the fact that they are LGBT. So give us a check out at nglcc.org. And thank you so much, Zakia, Mark, Marissa, everybody at the Trans Visibility March for making this incredible program happen.
Thank you, Sabrina, and thank you all for that you do for the community. Wow, what an amazing night. I hope you guys enjoyed the second annual Torch Awards. I've enjoyed hosting the night and seeing all of these amazing honorees. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, Barilla America, Trevor Project, Us Helping Us, Community Education Group, New York City Pride, in the National LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce. And wow, what an amazing night. Congratulations to all the winners. And just remember to tune in tomorrow at 12 noon for the Gather Place Empowerment Service and the march from 1 to 3:30 p.m. And you can visit www.nationaltransmarch.com/live. All right, remember, come on, show out, show out, show out, show out, show out, show out, y'all, show out. So we're going to get a closing message from Dr. Aaron B. Wade. He is senior pastor of the Community Church of Washington, D.C. and president of the Empowerment Enterprise.
Hi, my name is Reverend Dr. Aaron Wade, and I'm the founding and senior pastor of the Community Church of Washington, D.C., United Church of Christ, a 2-year proud sponsor of the National Trans Visibility March. I am also the founder and president of Empowerment Enterprise 2, the proud fiscal agent for 2 years of this march. I want to say congratulations to the Torch Award recipients on tonight. Each of you are trailblazers, leaders, and pioneers from all across this nation, and I salute you in the great work that you've done. You are not only standing in your truth, but you're helping to make this world a more inclusive and diverse place for all people. See, as we prepare to virtually march on tomorrow, I want to remind you that this march is not only about you, it's also about the generations to come and all that we have at stake on November 3rd with this election. I want to remind you that this is the season that we must be bold and brave, that there are forces that are out there that are adversarial and don't care who we are, but they're willing to destroy and divide at all costs. And with that, we must stand up and speak truth to power. We must vote and help to get others out to the polls to vote, to truly create the change we want to see. I want you to know that good work is not easy work. It comes with bruised skin, it comes with calloused hands, and it comes with tired feet. But oftentimes, it's work that is well worth it. I want you to know that you are the change that we've been waiting for. Let's march for change, for hope, for justice. Why? Because our lives matter. Your life matter. Let us pray. God, we thank you for this opportunity to gather. We thank you for the opportunity to celebrate life and the hard work of individuals who place their lives on the line. God, we thank you for being able to give roses and flowers while we're still here to appreciate them. God, I ask that you would continue to ignite passion and vigor in the hearts of these trailblazers that were honored on tonight. And Lord, let them be an example. Let them be a beacon of hope to others, to press forward, to walk in their truth and to stand up boldly and speak truth to power. God, we ask that if you would be so kind to let tomorrow's march, let it be a beacon of hope for us, for all of your people, for all of the people that you love, which is all of your creation, to be able to say, we want to see change. We're going to make change happen. We're going to create justice and let justice roll down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. God, we thank you for all the sacrifices that have been made in order for us to be able to celebrate this moment and the entire week that we've honored and acknowledged trans visibility. We thank you for all of our trans sisters, brothers, and siblings, oh God. We thank you for the allies that stand in the gap, who believe that all people are created equal in your image and likeness. We thank you for this time. We thank you for those who stand up and sacrifice of themselves, their time, their money, their reputation. We thank you. And now, God, we ask that you would lead us along the way, that you would make this world a better place, that you would remove pandemics that we find ourselves in, that you would give us the strength to be the change that we desire and the change that we want to see in the world. God, we thank you. We thank you for this moment. We thank you for everything that it celebrates and everyone that made it possible. We bless you and we give you the glory, honor, and praise. It's in the name of the one who set the captives free, and everyone that agrees says amen. Thank you for your sacrifice, for your labor of love, and the hard work that you've done to make this movement what it's been.